Welcome back to Liceo d'Orel in Spain for the final session of the 2022 ICF Extreme World Cup. It's Extreme Kayak time, the final of the 5-race series, and double points are up for grabs. We've raced in the Czech Republic, Poland, Slovenia and France, and now all eyes are here in the Spanish Pyrenees as we crown the 2022 ICF World Cup champions. We join in the head-to-head quarter-final stage, having completed the heats, and we're down to the last 16 in each event. Great overhead shot of this venue, built for the 1992 Canoe Slalom Olympic Games, and still 30 years on, is delivering top-level performance. It's a very hot day here. Not a lot of shade for the athletes in the warm-up area, but plenty of shade for the spectators. Here is the course. 6 gates. We have a roll gate, the roll zone, and each of the athletes has to do 2 upstream gates on the way down, and it is head-to-head racing. 4 boats at a time, and 2 boats from each round progress into the next round. And here's the format. We start with the women's quarterfinals, then the men's quarterfinals, and then we alternate through until the finals, when we will know who will be the World Cup champion of race 5, but also of the series. So here's a bit of information about the boats. Minimum weight 18 kilos. It's kayak racing, double-bladed paddles, and you'll see the action will be very much close contact as the athletes fight for a place in the further advanced places. But let's catch up, because coming into the final race, it is Teresa Fisserova, Noemi Fox and Kimberly Woods who lead the standings. But 7 different athletes have featured in the top 3 over the course of the series, including Claudia Svalinska, Mallory Franklin, Martina Wegman and Karina Kunler. Now, with the time trials and head-to-heads completed, it is only Teresa Fisserova from the top 3 who's still in at the quarter-final stage, leaving the others to move into the top 3. So myself, Andy Muddock, in the commentary box, and well, Kimberly Woods, as you can see in the standings, lying in 3rd place, but eliminated in the heats. But well, I'm pleased to say, joining me in the commentary box as we watch the situation unfold. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hello. Yeah, it's a bit sweet to be here, but I'm really looking forward to these first heats.
So here's the lineup, the top half of the draw. 8 boats into just 4 in the semi-final, and then the bottom half of the draw, another 8 boats and only 4 places in the semi-final. Head-to-head racing, only 2 from each round go through into the next stage of the competition. Let's go straight into this, the first of our 4 quarterfinals. And first up, it is Elena Marks. Then it is Eva Tersel for Slovenia. A pretty stacked round, this one. Then we have Ricarda Funk of Germany, already a gold medal in the women's kayak event in this competition. And then Teresa Fisserova for the Czech Republic. She's won the overall World Cup title in the canoe singles event and a medal in the kayak event. So this is our first lineup: Elena Marks, Eva Tersel, Funk, and then Fisserova. 4 boats and only 2 places in the semi-final. Well, we're racing, and straight away Ricarda Funk in the orange boat is squeezed down a little bit. And well, who's going to get the early advantage? They have to go into one of these 2 upstream gates at the top of the course, and well, Elena Marks on the far side in the blue boat gets out well. Fisserova snatches it on the right-hand side as we watch it. So Fisserova leads ahead of Tersel, Funk, and then Elena Marks as we go in towards the middle of the course.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of drama at the top there. Fisserova almost fallen in, but she has so much composure and a lot of experience in this class. And yeah, they'll look to just get on the right side of these gates to straight into that roll zone.
So the roll zone, they have to go a full 360 degrees in that section. And is there any change? Well, Fisserova up front. Tersel is also in second place, but can Funk steal it on this section? No, she can't. And it looks like the order's going to stay the same. No doubt about it. Fisserova out front for the Czech Republic. Then Eva Tersel, Ricarda Funk, and Elena Marks looks like eliminated at this stage.
Yeah, that one was always going to be tough, and this course is really hard to overtake. The only really opportunities to do it is the upstreams, but yeah, those two girls were way ahead off that roll zone and did a team run essentially.
So it was all change at the top, and that seems to be the place where most of the order changes happen.
Yeah, it's really narrow just right off that ramp, and it's so hard just to like stay with everyone at the same time, and those two upstreams are pretty tricky if you're battling also with another person. But Elena Marks did so well up there. It's just that other upstream is a little bit lower and a lot easier to get out of.
Well, it was interesting, both the athletes that went into the first upstream first came out second, but yeah, it was ultimately Elena Marks who didn't quite capitalise on that exit. Let's watch the roll zone. So full 360 degree roll is required, so you've got to come up the opposite side that you went down. Teresa demonstrating it very well. And what about this second upstream on the bottom of the course? Is there much opportunity to overtake?
I think there is if you're definitely close to each other. Surprised to see Ava go into the up left with Teresa, but there was loads of space and she probably knew where the other girls were behind her, that she did need to fight, and yeah, just essentially did a team run in the up.
So confirmation there, Teresa Fisserova wins the quarter-final heat 1 and through to the semi-final along with Eva Tersel of Slovenia. And we say goodbye to Ricarda Funk and Elena Marks at this stage of the competition. Straight up to the top, the second quarter-final, Sona Stanovska for Slovakia. Then it is Yahua Yan of the People's Republic of China. One to watch, I think, in this competition. Next, it is the home favourite, Mayelen Chirot of Spain. The Olympic champion in canoe slalom from Rio 2016. And then from Spain, Olat Adegay will go as well. So two Spanish athletes, and will it be both through Stanovska, Yan, Chirot and Aragui? And we're in, and who's going to get the advantage off the start? It looks like Aragui, and then it is Yan early on, but in the upstreams here, this is a prime opportunity to snatch it. And you can see just that from Stanovska on the left-hand side of the screen. And so now it is Aragui in second place. Stanovska is out front ahead of Mayelen Chirot. Well, let's have a look. It is definitely Stanovska now out front. Then it is Aragui. And then there's a battle going on between Chirot of Spain at the back and Yan of the People's Republic of China.
Yeah, there's a lot of changeover in hands there, like they were all together, and interesting to see the tactics going on there. Look, all three of them in the upright, it can all change now.
And it's a steal, surely. It's going to be... Oh no, ultimately Stanovska does survive that scare, but it is Olat Aragui for Spain, who looks like she's made it through, and Sona Stanovska nearly got eliminated in the last upstream gate, but she held on.
Yeah, Mayelen almost could have got that, but she's in such tricky water there to get out tight. Sonia just kept her cool and got into the good bit of water.
Well, let's watch it back. And on the top here, there was some great paddling going on.
Yeah, you can see that she's trying to push her right of the pole and try and make sure if she makes it really difficult for her, but the water's moving that way, it's helping you.
So here the roll zone, Sonia Stanovska and Olat Arigui going through almost together, but it was uninterrupted for Arigui on the left-hand side of the river, but Stanovska very nearly on the bottom drop. Here it is, ended up being eliminated by Mayellen, who nearly got the tight exit, but it was just too little, too late.
Yeah, that was really exciting because they were all together, they were all battling each other, quite a lot of changing hands throughout the course, and which is like what you want to see throughout the whole run of the heats.
Head-to-head racing, and it is. Olat Arigui for Spain and Sonia Stanovska for Slovakia, who go into the semi-final. And we say goodbye to Yahua Yan of the People's Republic of China and Mayellen Chiro of Spain. So back up to the top of the course, the third of our quarterfinals, and there Martina Wegman of the Netherlands, who has got to be one of the favourites for this competition, but I've just said that, and they were eliminated. Next, Elena Lilik of Germany. Then it is Miran Lascano of Spain. Crowd here very much making noise when the Spanish athletes come down. And then last up, Klaudia Swolinska for Poland. There we see Ricarda Funk watching. She's just been eliminated from the quarter-final stage. Wegman Lilik, Lascano and Swolinska, who will go through into the semi-final. Well, we're away racing, and well, it's a really bad start for Klaudia Swolinska. And well, who's got out in front? Lilik on the left-hand side of the screen as we're looking at it, but the steal is going on. Wegman gets out ahead of Lilik.
Yeah, Swolinska tried to take on Miran, but didn't quite work out, and now these girls are really battling it down to chase her down.
So there's a big battle for second place going on between Elena Lilik of Germany in the blue boat and Martina Wegman of the Netherlands in the orange and black boat. Now, Lascano out in front for Spain, into the roll gate. Lilik comes up first and gets a better exit. Wegman stalls out, but Miran Lascano has picked up a fault.
Yeah, she hit the one of the gates really, really hard, and it bounced up in the air. I mean, I'm sure they'll be looking at it. From our angle, I thought it might have been okay, but yeah, that was a very risky move to do, and considering she's in the lead as well, like, you just got to keep it calm and make sure you're on the right side of the gates. Well,
we'll wait for final confirmation. So Miran Lascano has finished first. Elena Lilik will finish second, Martina Wegman of the Netherlands third, and they'll just be reviewing it to determine it. But one thing's for sure, poor Klaudia Swolinska got an awful start, buried the boat, and she never got back into it.
Yeah, she tried really hard here, but the poles are so heavy, and once you've got it on the wrong side of your boat, it's hard to get over.
And tell me, Kim, in terms of the ramp, if you were choosing, which lane would you choose?
I think it's very different to what it was last year. I hadn't actually practiced it the way it was because of just training and trying not to do too much. Oh yeah, that was a very tough one for the judges to call, but I think middle ones are probably the best one. You're jumping into faster flow, but if you've got a good landing on the edges, you can definitely be in there for the taking.
So the risk really is just you get squeezed out and no space to put your paddle in, but you're in the faster water.
Yeah, for sure. On the outside, you've always got that space on the outside to put a blade in, which generally is the best way to be, but with here, it's better to be in the faster water.
So let's get confirmation, and it is Miran Lascano. The judges have found in her favour. Well done. You're in the semi-final, and Elena Lilik of Germany is also through. So goodbye Martina Wegman and Klaudia Svalinska eliminated at this quarter-final stage. So just one quarter-final to go and another top lineup. Brazil's Ana Chatila is on course, the world champion of 2018. Then Lucie Baudu of France. Next up, another French athlete, Camille Prigent. And then it is Mallory Franklin of Great Britain. Four boats and just 2 places left in the semi-finals. Ana Chatila, Lucie Baudu, Camille Prigent, and Mallory Franklin. Wow, there we go. We get a good idea of what it's like to be on the ramp. And Chatila squeezed out from the start. The advantage goes to Mallory Franklin, who gets into the first upstream first. But will it be a steal? No, Chatila is in all sorts of trouble, but she's also holding up Mallory Franklin. So out in front, Camille Prigent, then it is Mallory Franklin, then it is Lucie Baudu, and out the back it is Ana Chatila.
Yeah, Mallory did so well in that first upstream to make sure she had a good chance to get out first, and she definitely had a better start than she did yesterday, but Camille, yeah, just really strong, and everyone's going right side of the gates, which is really good to keep composed.
So Camille, then it is Mallory, and then it is Lucie Baudu, but let's watch here. Mallory on her own, and drops low into the upstream. So Camille Prigent out first, then it is Mallory Franklin, and then Lucie Baudu and Ana Chatila. So no change in the order at the bottom, but Mallory Franklin dropped quite low into that upstream.
Yeah, I thought she might have been giving it away there, but thankfully she didn't have any competition in that up, and yeah, kept it quite calm to get outside.
We'll wait for confirmation of the result, but look at this. Mallory Franklin got a great start on the far side there, the right-hand side as we look at it now.
Yeah, she got a nice little bounce off the end and really pushed into Camille, and she couldn't put a blade in at all.
But Ana Chatila tried to steal in the first up, but in the end she just became a rock, a blockage. And Mallory Franklin desperately, here we see it on the right-hand side of the screen, desperately trying to exit, as on the far side the others are going to get away.
Yeah, so it's really hard to overtake in those upstreams, especially if you're going in high and the water is so dead and the poles are heavier now, and yeah, a lot of components that really aren't in your favour.
So just wait for the final confirmation, but Camille Prigent looked very strong indeed. Once she got into the front of the race, she didn't look back. Mallory Franklin in second place was comfortable, but didn't quite pin the bottom upstream gate, and nearly left the door open for Lucie Baudu to make it an all-French qualification through. Here they are, and here's the results. Confirmation, Camille Prigent goes through for France, along with Great Britain's Mallory Franklin, and Lucie Baudu and Ana Chatila for France and Brazil, respectively, out in the quarterfinals. So in terms of the overall standings, Teresa Fisarova through already. She was leading the series, and Ava Tersel through as well. Mallory Franklin through. So they are probably still the top 3 at the moment. Yeah,
unfortunately, with me not being in there, I'm going to be dropped down quite a bit. But yeah, Mallory and Ava will definitely shoot up, and yeah, hopefully the other girls will as well, can get up there in the top 10.
So that is the lineup for the semi-final. We now know the top 8 in the semi-final. And whilst we give them a brief rest, we'll focus now on the men's kayak quarterfinals. And here we are with the men's kayak quarterfinal. World champion Joe Clark was in this race, and unfortunately eliminated at the time trial stage of the competition. Same boats, same rules. And as catch up for the competition, well, coming into the final race, it is Isaac Erstrom, Joe Clark, Pedro Goncalves who lead the standings. But 6 different athletes have featured in the top 3 over the course of the series, including Stefan Hengst, Vid Kuda Marisic, Chris Bowers. But now, with the time trials and head-to-heads completed, our top 3 overall are all eliminated. So it leaves the opportunity in particular for Stefan Hengst, Vid Kuda Marisic and others to move up the order. Here's the lineup of the last 16. Here's the top half of the draw, the top 8. And now the bottom half of the draw. 16 boats and only 8 places in the semi-final. Apologies there, we had the wrong video in terms of a bit of a catch-up, but it is all to play for, with the top 3 boats in the standings after 4 races just eliminated in the competition. It's really getting tight, the racing, as you know.
Yeah, definitely, and the boys really go out there hard because they have to. Like, it's so much strength that's involved, and yeah, unfortunately the top 4 got eliminated pretty early on, but it's an opportunity for those other guys to really step up and see who will take the crown.
So the likes of Vit Brindis are poised to pounce, and Vid Kuda Marisic for Slovenia as well. But here is our first men's quarter-final, and Alex Baldoni of Canada in the yellow bib. Then Michał Pasiut looking very calm and collected for Poland. Then Manuel Ochoa for Spain. And then Stefan Hengst for Germany. Stefan, one to watch, world champion for 2019. First of our men's extreme kayak quarterfinals, here live from La Seo in Spain. Baldoni, Pasiut, Ochoa and Hengst. They held a bit on the start there. That keeps the anticipation going, but Ochoa gets a great start ahead of Pasiut at the moment. But can it all change into the upstream? Well, Pasiut has stolen on the right-hand side, and it's Pasiut who goes ahead of Ochoa.
Yeah, it's really interesting that, because he just went so hard in that upstream, but almost helped Pasiut just get out.
So then it's Baldoni in the red helmet, the yellow boat, and then at the back, Stefan Hengst of Germany, who's a real specialist in this event. The reverse screw roll there, proving the fastest as the athletes look to have a speedy roll, but then the first 2 gone in together. That can be risky.
It really can, and yeah, Pasiut just had the faster bit of water, and
So Michał Pasiut stops the clock first, ahead of Manuel Ochoa of Spain, Alex Baldoni 3rd, and then Stefan Hengst of Germany in 4th place. So that's the provisional order. We'll just wait for a review of that, and whilst we do that, let's watch the replay. Now, this is a great steal as we watch here. Into the first upstream, Ochoa goes in first, but Pasiut takes the opportunity, says, I'll have that, and out he comes.
Yeah, the punt almost helped knock his bows then into his, so then he just managed to not even do anything to get out the up.
And then Hengst was just locked in for Germany in that first upstream gate, and he never really got back in contention.
Yeah, that is the issue with this course. It's so hard once you're at the back to even get slightly close to the front again.
What do you put that down to? Is that the narrow nature of the course?
I think so. A part of it is probably the course design, and also just those first 2 upstreams. You can't really put any of the ups elsewhere that can make it fair, so it is really tricky to have a course design with loads of overtakes with the very short course that it is.
Well, it's good to have you, Kimberly Woods, in the commentary booth. Unfortunately, I know you'd be wanting to race, knocked out in the heats, and sitting overall in the standings going into this race in third place. But getting your insight is very valuable indeed. And there is confirmation. Mikel Passiert of Poland and Manuel Ochoa of Spain through to the semi-finals. Alex Baldoni of Canada and Stefan Hengst of Germany eliminated. Straight back to the top of the course, and the second of our extreme kayak quarterfinals now, and the first of our competitors from the People's Republic of China, Haija Yu. Then Vid Kuda-Marasic of Slovenia. Now he could move well and truly up the order, as we've seen the top three in the standings eliminated before the quarterfinals. Then Vit Prindish. Another one to watch for the Czech Republic. And then for the United States of America, Kalen Friedensen.
He looks really pumped for this one.
4 boats. And only 2 places in the semi-final. Yu, Kuda-Marasic, Prindish and Friedensen. Oh, it's a long hold on the start, and Prindish is left behind off the start, but Kuda-Marasic goes out front ahead of Friedensen, and there's a little battle going on in the back, but watch Prindish.
Oh my God, I don't really understand what happened. They look like he tripped over his blade going into that up.
Well, one thing's for sure, Kalen Friedensen is out front. Has he broken his blade? He has indeed. Friedensen is out front, and then it is Haija Yu of the People's Republic of China. Then Prindish is like a dog chasing the bone at the back. He's desperately trying to get into the top 2.
Oh, just being slid out a bit too much there. Manages to get his head the right way. Oh, and he's spinning back, rolling backwards. It's all drama between these two.
Well, Friedensen for the United States looks clean out front. Now Prindish comes into second place, into the last upstream, but is there a steal going on here? It's going to be close, but Prindish, surely for the Czech Republic, just survives that scare ahead of the People's Republic of China. And wow, that was tight.
Yeah, I'm a bit speechless by that, to be honest. There was so much drama. Someone breaking their paddle, bit rolling backwards, and yeah, everyone's spinning out. Yeah, but Kalen had it really easy there.
Well, that presents another part of the story, doesn't it? Vid Kuda-Marasic, who you'd say would have been likely to move into the top 3 overall, breaks his paddle, and that's going to hamper his chances of moving up the order. That was a really sticky start with Vid Prindish in the blue boat, and then he just got squeezed out. But that is the danger. There's a lot of contact, isn't there, in that first part of the sprint, and it looked like Kuda-Marasic put in a turn, but then the paddle shaft just snapped.
Yeah, it looked like he dug in a bit too deep, and then his paddle must have just hit the bottom there, and then, yeah, it's really shallow here when you're putting so much force through those blades. Looks like we need to invest in some stronger paddles for this event.
Reinforced steel, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, the rule's now that if you do break a paddle, you have to stay away from the pack, and just for everyone's safety.
Well, yes, splintered carbon is not something that you want to get too close to, isn't there? But the roll gate, both Prindish and Yu were not tidy in the roll gate. They were almost like fighting it out to who wasn't going to qualify.
Yeah, and Vit had a bit of a struggle on the gate above it, and he just made sure he was the right side of it, and then he had to roll no matter where he was, and he just kept really calm and made sure he was rolling that correctly.
So, no doubt about it that it is Kalen Friedensen for the United States of America. Well done, you're through to the semi-final, and Vit Prindish of the Czech Republic joins him. And Haija Yu of the People's Republic of China and Slovenia's Vid Kuda-Marasic are eliminated in the quarterfinals. Well, this is shaping up, and at the moment it is Vid Prindish for the Czech Republic who is looking strongest to potentially take the overall title, but it's still early days. There's another round to go. So next up, Jakub Stanovski of Slovakia. And then here's another contender, Mario Leitner for Austria. He's a contender for the overall title as well. Then for Spain, David Lorente. And last but not least, for the Czech Republic, it is Wojciech Heger. So, 4 boats, Stanovski, Leitner, Lorente and Heger. Only 2 places in the semi-final. Away. And who has got out? Looks like Heger is fighting it out with David Lorente out front. And out the back, Leitner and Stanovski, but it could all change in the first upstream.
Oh my God, he's gone over the front of his boat.
Well, we saw in the heats there was a disqualification for that, but we'll leave that down to the judges. But one thing's for sure, then the person missing out is Leitner at the back. So Lorente is out front. Then it is Heger for the Czech Republic. Then it is Stanovski for Slovakia. And Mario Leitner, who is the top of these in the overall standings, is in danger of being eliminated.
He's got stuck in the eddy there as well after that roll, but...
Well, what's going on there? David Lorente has gone through, and then in the second place, it looks like it is Wojciech Heger. They've stuck to the same order. Stanovski in third, and Leitner in fourth for Austria. So we'll wait for confirmation of that result, but if that's the case, then another person who's lying in a strong position in the standings to take advantage of the top 3 not qualifying, Mario Leitner, will not move up the order.
Yeah, Heger was definitely doing a bit of a lefty C1 until just before that upstream.
So it's interesting that not too many of the C1 paddlers are competing in extreme. That's on the far side there, we see Wojciech Heger just saying, I am coming through, and this is where Mario Leitner was just, okay, I'll wait.
Yeah, there's almost nothing you can do in that situation. I think Heger did very well, and almost Lorente with a bit of a boat to the face there.
So Lorente goes into the roll zone first, cleanly through, then Heger. And really, the order had settled down by the time they went over the final drop here in Lasso. And when you roll back up, it's so hard to spot your line, isn't it? You've got to be really quick to spot your line and keep paddling. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, strangely, I don't find that actually quite hard. I know exactly where I'm facing as soon as I go underwater, and generally I know where I'm facing when I'm going to come up, because I'm pretty good at staying in a straight line. But yeah, sometimes you can get quite disorientated if you hit the water really heavy and the water's doing all sorts underneath you. It can push you left, right, and yeah, you've just got to come up, get the water out your face and just look to where you're going next.
So David Lorente of Spain and Wojciech Heger of the Czech Republic confirmed into the semi-final. And Stanovski and Leitner eliminated. So this is the last of our quarterfinals. And first up, Geronimo Cortez for Argentina. Then it is Dimitri Marx of Switzerland. And then Theo Davine of France. And last but not least, Tina Kankler of Slovenia. Here they are, the last of our quarterfinals. Cortez, Marx, Davine and Kankler, who will get through into the semi-final.
Ready?
they're away.
Oh my God.
What happened there? Well, it's certainly Canoe-Kayak has hit the side and is right out the back for starters, but
Oh wow. Oh.
there's a steal going on. And yes, it's Dimitri Marks who comes out on top after the first upstream. It's all chaos at the back.
Yeah, it looked like, can't quite tell who's in second, but it looked like he went over the paddler's boat again.
So I think it is Theo Devine, is it, for France? Let's wait and see. Dimitri Marks out front, no doubt about that. Then coming through for France, it is Theo Devine rolling up. Then it is Geronimo Cortez, and Canoe-Kayak hasn't recovered from that really poor start.
Oh. Yeah, it looked like he might have leant forward a little bit too much, and as soon as you do that, that's the trick of this ramp. As soon as you do that, the bow's just completely bearing.
So it does appear there's a fault potentially for Cortez of Argentina, but we'll wait for confirmation. Dimitri Marks finished first, Theo Devine for France finished second. Canoe-Kayak is showing as potentially finishing third, but we'll wait for the confirmation. And well, let's watch that start, particularly the right-hand side here. Canoe-Kayak, it just got a bit of a kick. It's almost like the boat caught.
Yeah, you get a little bit of a bounce sometimes. He almost dropped in, but pretty vertical there. But it is just, yeah. Oh, it's absolutely brutal when you get a start like that. It looks like he hit the bottom of the river as well.
Yeah, and how do you do the start? The starter is allowed to wait an undefined time, and how do you make sure that you go on the B of the bank?
I think each ramp is very different. Here, I almost go for the do nothing because it tilts you and you just kind of lean back and the boat slides off. But Po, for example, last weekend, you had to lean forward to get a good start. But Dimitri did so well on that first upstream, tried to sweep it and almost was an absolute beauty, but another boat on top of another boat.
So that's Theo Devine is stuck on top of Geronimo Cortez, and in the end he gets free and he doesn't look back. Well, Dimitri Marks is making a bit of a reputation for himself. He made the World Championship final, finished fourth, missed out on the medals there, but certainly got that calibre. 14th in the overall standings, so a bit of work to do. I think it might be too much to move up the order to take the overall World Cup standings, but at the end of the day, he is still in the competition.
Yeah, I watched his time trials yesterday. He did very well to even get into the top 20. He went for the sweep up on the first up and let go of his paddle and had to regain his grip and absolutely smash the rest of the course and, yeah, getting through. And then it's just about getting good tactics for the rest of the rounds to progress.
Close contact racing, and of course this makes its debut in the Paris 2024 Olympic programme. So it's going to be really exciting to watch. Head-to-head, knockout racing, and let's wait for confirmation. There it is, Dimitri Marks and Theo Devine through to the semi-final. Canoe-Kayak of Slovenia eliminated after that awful start, and also Geronimo Cortez for Argentina. So we now know the men's semi-final lineup. Here is the top half of the draw, and Friedensen, Passiot, Ochoa and Prindish will race in the first semi-final. And then Llorente, Marks, Devine and Hager will race in the second men's semi-final. Well, it's a tight lineup, and the nature of Extreme is such that well, lots of different medalists, and as you can see in the overall standings, it's still wide open. But I think at the moment in the men's, it's advantage Vit Prindish, and in the women's, it's advantage Teresa Fisarova for the overall title. There's our lineup, 8 boats, and only 4 places in the final.
Yeah, Teresa Fisarova is definitely really dominant in this, and she's off in this first heat, and she'll look off to get a really good start.
So it's women's semi-finals time. Sona Stanovska goes for Slovakia. Then it is Eva Tersel of Slovenia. Then here is Teresa Fisarova for the Czech Republic. She's already won a World Cup overall title. Can she make it to? Well, she's got to progress through to the final. And then for Spain, oh, that's Aragui who could just threaten the establishment here and spoil the party for the Czech Republic. Stanovska, Tersel, Fisserova, and Aragui. Well, we are away, and it is Aragui gets away in the blue boat for Spain well, and Fisserova seems to just be a little bit squeezed out in the middle. It's Tersel against Fisserova, and Tersel changes her plan, and well, it's all change, all change. Tersel gets out first, she goes in last, comes out first, and then it is Aragui, then it is Fisserova, and at the back it's Stanovska.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Fisserova does here, because there's not many opportunities to overtake, but she is on Araguy's tail here. So
the World Cup overall leader is in trouble in the semi-final. Tersel out front. She was a silver medalist last weekend in Po. Then Aragui of Spain nearly gets a boat in the face. And now Fisserova just about rolls up before the drop. And no doubt about it, Tersel out in front. Aragui is going to get out second. And it looks like Fisserova is eliminated at this stage of the competition. Stanovska is closing in on Fisserova, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah, I was a bit confused then, because Fisserova just headbutted the roll zone rather than actually falling in. So, yeah, so she has a fault on that roll zone. And, yeah, Ava Turtle, pretty easy run for her. I'm sure it probably won't be in the next round.
Well, let's watch the replay. So off from the start, and it's the far side in the blue boat. Spain's Aragui who gets the best start, and Fisserova is squeezed out from the outset. Tersel just being carried along by everybody else, really, for the first part of the run.
Yeah, and Fisserova gets really meaty in that stop.
Now watch Tersel, who changes her mind into the first upstream gate. She realises everyone else is going left, she goes right. And what a decision, that's great tactics.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Sonia didn't follow her in there, because she was going to, and then she just decides last minute she's going to take these two girls on rather than just one.
So this is where Fisserova, who is lying top of the standings after 4 races, just gets squeezed out. And you can see desperately trying to get back in the race, but at that point she was third, and it just ran out the opportunities. And then I think she got a fault here on the roll gate. She was very late rolling and only just rolled before the drop, and I think that is a fault.
Yeah, I don't really know why she didn't attempt to roll. Maybe she thought that, the other girl was going to be rolling up right on the front of her boat, which she did essentially, but I think she was just a little bit worried about it.
And you see, so she's really late into the roll. She does complete the roll, but it's obviously not within the zone, which is marked out on the riverbank, because you don't want to be going over the drop upside down.
No, not at all. You've got to be initiating your roll as you're approaching that.
Well, it's Ava Tersel now who is putting herself in a position to challenge Teresa Fisserova, and I still think the advantage potentially sits with Fisserova of the Czech Republic in terms of overall points, but we'll find that out. There's confirmation. Tersel and Aragui through to the final, and Stanovska and Fisserova eliminated here at the semi-final.
Yeah, Ava's definitely got the advantage here, and it's double points, and this race is where you want to win it.
Yeah, that double points is quite significant, particularly the top 3, the loaded points. You get 60 for a win normally, 55 for second, 50 for third, and then double points is quite a bit of a margin. But it depends who else is in the mix as well, as we're into the second semi-final. Mallory Franklin of Great Britain was first to be introduced there, then Elena Lillich of Germany. And then Camille Prigent of France. And finally, Miran Lascano of Spain. 4 boats. And well, here, Mallory Franklin is one of the top favourites in terms of the overall standings. If she gets through to the final, she's still in the mix of a top 3. Franklin, Lilik, Prigent, and Lascano. So we're our way, and who gets the best start? Well, hard to tell. It looks like Lilik in the blue boat gets out ahead, and Franklin is not far behind. Lilik crosses over into the first upstream gate. And is Franklin going to steal?
Mallory.
She does. Wow. So Franklin was trying to steal, but it is Lilik, then Franklin. Then it is Lascano, and missing out at the back, it is Prigent of France.
Yeah, they all had a really good start there. All got light on the water, and then, yeah, they took each other on in those upstreams.
So Lilik, then Franklin, and then battling it out behind. It is Lascano for Spain and Prigent of France. As we go into the roll zone, nicely done for Lilik of Germany. Franklin comfortably through. So, which upstream to the Canoe? Is Franklin going to get tight this time into the upstream? So, Franklin's done it nicely, a bit of an airstroke, but the top 2 hold firm, and Lilik goes through in first for Germany. Franklin looks like she's the second boat into the final, and Lascano and Prigent are out in the semi-finals, but we'll just wait for confirmation of that. There, Ricarda Funk and the head coach Klaus Poland for the German team. Just, yeah, they realise they're on camera. Ricarda Funk won the kayak event yesterday with an outstanding result. But let's watch this semi-final here, because particularly here, the activities between Mallory Franklin and Elena Lilik on the left-hand side as we watch as they go into the first upstream, because that was a real battle. Here it is. You've got Lilik comfortably clean, and then Franklin nearly manages to steal. But Lilik goes out high, but it is ultimately those 2 that stayed out in front and never looked back.
Yeah, Mallory did well not to hit Elena in the stomach there and not get faulted, but she's in such dead water for that exit, and Elena's got really good water, so yeah, but they managed to stick it out.
So we now know the 4 finalists, and it's, well, we'll have to wait and see. It looks like it's going to be still advantage to Eva Tersel, I think, for Slovenia, ahead of Mallory Franklin for the overall title. But Teresa Fisarova, who is out in the semi-finals, is still in the mix because she has quite a point advantage going into this World Cup final after the 4 races. But I think those 3 names will feature in the top 3, but we have yet to determine in what order. So unfortunately, Kimberly, that means you are going to be knocked out of the top 3.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for me. I didn't have a very good start to the season in Prague, not even making it out the time trials with having to go back for an upstream, but it's my first full season doing it, and yeah, these girls have really stepped up, and it's just figuring out what each venue needs.
So there we have it. Elena Lilik and Mallory Franklin are confirmed as the second finalists, and there's the lineup. Lilik, Tersel, Arigui and Franklin will race it out for the medals here in Laseu, and of course the overall title will be determined as well. And Stanovska, Fisarova, Lascano and Prigent go out at the semi-final stage. So not even time to get a breath, and we're into the men's semi-final. So extreme kayak semi-final, here's the lineup. We're down to the last 8, and only 4 can progress into the final, and it's a pretty tight lineup. And once again, it is all going to be down to this run and, well, the last couple of rounds to determine who takes the overall title. And at the moment, I think in pole position is this man here, Vit Prindish of the Czech Republic. Then for the United States of America, Kaylin Friedenson. He looks pumped for this, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's really enjoying himself.
Then with his race face on, it is Michał Pasiut of Poland. He was a fast starter in the last round. And for Spain, it is Manuel Ochoa. The crowd, I know who they're supporting. They'll be wanting Manuel to go through. Here we have it, Prindish, Friedensen, Hassiot and Ochoa. And we're away. Prindish buries off the start, and it is Hassiot that gets a good start along with Ochoa.
Little tactical look behind there.
So what's going on? Well, Prindish is going to try and steal.
I don't know how he managed to reach the wall then, but he did and managed to get out first.
So Ochoa out front, then Hassiot, then Prindish is moving up the order, but Ochoa got a great start, as you say, Kimberly. So now, Manuel Ochoa still holding on, but there's a battle going on, second and third place. Mikhail Hassiot at the moment for Poland in second, and Vit Prindish looking for his opportunity, coming into the roll zone. And they are going over the drop almost together at the bottom of the course. And this is Prindish's opportunity. Is he going to take it? He is. It's going to be a real battle to the finish. Ochoa takes the win, but it is Prindish on the line who gets through to the next round and keeps his dreams of the overall World Cup title alive. Well, we'll wait and see for confirmation, because there was a lot of pushing around, and certainly that tight exit on the upstream. There is a chance that on the upstream gate at the end that Prindish is given a fault, but let's wait and see. Prindish was left out the back at the start. He then started moving up the order forensically, but Ochoa, what a move from him at the top.
Yeah, just look at this reach he gets to reach the wall. You can tell he's probably a local, he knows where all the rocks are to be able to push off.
There he goes, the black helmet, the blue boat. Yeah, he leaves Hassiot behind there. And we're just waiting for confirmation, because after all that drama down at the finish, then we are just waiting. I think I've just been looking at that last upstream. It was super tight racing, and it was certainly Prindish that finished second. And well, let's hope for him that he keeps his World Cup hopes alive of taking the overall title here in the sunshine in the Spanish Pyrenees. Here it is. This is what they're looking at, and it looks legal to me. And it's just this battle that went on the back here between Mikhail Hassiot and Vit Prindish. It was very physical, but it looked fair.
Yeah, Vit did really well to just push him over the rocks on that right side.
And it was Caleb Friedensen who ultimately squeezed out. There he is in the shot at the back for the United States of America. And what are the results? Here they are. Manuel Ochoa is through into the final, and Vit Prindish is also through. Mikhail Hassiot and Caleb Friedensen eliminated in the semi-final. Wow, that was tight, and that was just true extreme kayak.
Yeah, it's really stepped up. I wasn't really sure what I was expecting from these rounds, but it's really exciting, and to see the growth of it as well. Really looking forward to the finals.
So straight into the second men's extreme kayak semi-final, and there we had our first boat introduced. Well, it was Wojciech Heger of the Czech Republic. Then it is Dimitri Marks now in shot of Switzerland. Then for Spain, David Lorente. And then for France, there he is, Theo Devine. Four boats, only two places in the final. Heger, Marks, Lorente and Devine. And off they go. Who gets the good start? It looks like Lorente, but he's squeezed out in the orange boat in the middle, and it's Devine No, it's not. Dimitri Marks in the yellow helmet, the purple boat, but Devine steals. And Devine is out front for France. Then it is Lorente for Spain. Then Marks for Switzerland.
Dimitri looked like he was really trying to push Lorente out, but he kind of didn't help himself because then he missed the gate.
So, well, yes, there was a lot of pushing and shoving, and well, it's quite clear that David Lorente is out. Theo Devine for France out front. Then it is Wojciech Heger of the Czech Republic. Then it is Dimitri Marks for Switzerland. And well, all that action at the top, and actually they're pretty spread out. So assuming there's no faults, then it is Theo Devine of France, then Wojciech Heger of the Czech Republic through to the final. Dimitri Marks, having got a good start, looked like he was going to come out first from the first upstream, but they all converged together.
Yeah, it's such a fine game of knowing when to play tactics, knowing when to fight, and because you can't do that and not investigate yourself. And yeah, they kind of like both bullied each other there.
Well, it's certainly close contact racing, and you're allowed to do that as long as it's fair racing. You can't just stick the paddle in someone's face and say, I'm going ahead. So watch Theo Devine on the far side in the light blue boat, because as he comes into the first upstream gate, he looks over his shoulder as well to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's really good and cool to see actually that everyone's looking around and doing it naturally, and yeah, really getting that tactics out. But he does so well to get on the inside of Dimitri here.
So look, he just clings onto him like a little limpet, doesn't he? And then he says, thank you very much.
He gets to the wall.
Out he comes.
Yeah, he gets to the wall and really pushes out, and this is where Dimitri goes, oh, Lorente, you're not getting that gate.
So yeah, this is where it's all a little bit squeezed. And well, I think Dimitri Marks was struggling as well to get that gate. And that's how he did. He got it and eliminated the fault.
Yeah. Lorente just couldn't quite get up there. It's quite fast water.
And those boats are heavy and they're short. They've got a lot of rocker on them, so they don't plane very nicely.
No, they don't.
So it looks like Theo Devine and Wojciech Heger are our last two qualifiers for the final. And well, that means that with Dimitri Marks out and David Lorente out, Vic Brindis surely is in a really strong position to take the overall men's Extreme Kayak World Cup title for 2022. And there it is, Devine and Heger through to the final. And well, that was an exciting semi-final, although it wasn't really close racing. There was certainly a lot of contact.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact on the start there, and yeah, just spread out so much at the bottom, but it all happens in that start.
So 8 is now down to 4. Ochoa, Devine, Brindis and Heger will race it out in the men's Extreme Kayak final after the women's Extreme Kayak final. That promises to be a battle and a half. So just a moment before we get into the women's Extreme Kayak final. Here it is. That's a reminder of the semi-finals. 4 boats in this final. Elena Lilik for Germany, Eva Tersel for Slovenia. Then it is Olat Argui of Spain and Mallory Franklin of Great Britain. And well, I think it's advantage Eva Tersel in terms of the overall rankings, but Teresa Fisarova, who was eliminated in the semis, is still in the overall mix, as well as Mallory Franklin. There she is, Mallory Franklin for Great Britain, looking a bit apprehensive on the start line. Then Elena Lilik of Germany. She looks ready to go. Eva Tersel of Slovenia. Can she steal the overall title from Teresa Fisarova of the Czech Republic? And then Olat Argui of Spain. She could spoil the party as well, but create the party for Spain as well. The Spanish crowd would like that. This is the women's extreme kayak final. Franklin, Lillich, Tersel and Arigui go for gold here in La Seo. Oh, they're held for a long time. Franklin gets a good start, but is squeezed out. And it is Arigui in the blue boat out front. Then it is Tersel, but Franklin is coming round on the outside. So 2 and 2 into the first upstream. And Franklin, is she going to steal it? She does indeed. So it is Franklin, then Tersel, then Lillich, and Arigui is squeezed out at the top. So now Franklin coming into the middle section towards the roll gate with Ava Tersel in tow. Then Elena Lillich, that's the top three. Of course, his medals up for grabs. And Franklin through the roll cleanly. Tersel a little bit slow, goes into the side. Now Franklin, can she get out cleanly? She does. Franklin is surely going to take the gold here in La Seo. Mallory Franklin wins gold for Great Britain. It's silver for Elena Lillich of Germany. And what happened to Ava Tersel of Slovenia? She went over the drop in second and comes out in fourth.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. Like, it's so hard to defend those upstreams, especially when they're narrow like that up left. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know who's got the overall there, but they'll all be pretty tight.
Well, here, let's watch the replay. Mallory Franklin looking very calm there. Not a great start for her. For Great Britain, it was actually advantage to Arigui of Spain going into the first upstream. But let's watch on the left-hand side of our screen, because Mallory Franklin here steals the first upstream gate. And then she goes from being second into the gate, and she gets out first. And well, that win for Mallory Franklin in this competition, I think, may just edge her into the overall World Cup title for 2022. How tight is that? Because Teresa Fisarova as well was in the semi-finals. But we'll bring that as it unfolds, and we'll just wait for confirmation of the official result. But it appears that Mallory Franklin has taken gold here in La Seo for Great Britain. But let's watch Ava Tersel. She went into this upstream in second place, but a combination of a great upstream for Elena Lillich of Germany. And she snatches it here. And Ava Tersel just got eliminated really in that last upstream. And gold for Great Britain in the competition today. And also that gives Mallory Franklin the overall World Cup title by just 2 points over Teresa Fisarova. Super tight racing, and it was all down to this final.
Congratulations, Mallory. What a way to end the season.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, really. But I'm really happy with how I paddled and fought through. Like, it's hard doing all three disciplines, and didn't have the best final racing in my slalom stuff. Like, managed to get into the overall, which was really cool, but I'm really happy to finish it off like that. And yeah, it's been really fun, actually.
Thank you.
Well, there we have it. What a performance. She takes gold in this World Cup final, and the double points means that she gets 204 points. Teresa Fisarova, eliminated in the semi-final, has to settle for 202 points, and Ava Tersel, who could equally have snatched it, just misses out and has to settle for third place. Elena Lillich in fourth, Noemi Fox in fifth, and well, Kimberly Woods there, you're down in seventh, I'm afraid.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, but you know, Mal raced really well, and the double points on that last race can change the order so much, as we've seen.
So it is gold for Great Britain in this women's extreme kayak, both in the individual event but also in the overall event. And now we will very shortly move forward with the men's extreme kayak final. Just a reminder of the lineup in that men's extreme kayak final. It is the four who progressed through from the semi-final: Manuel Ochoa, Theo Devine, Vit Prendish and Wojciech Heger. So 2 Czech boats in the final. Czech Republic guaranteed a medal.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be really exciting, and the men have really made it an exciting show today.
Well, here is the lineup. It is the men's extreme kayak final. 4 boats, only 3 medals. Wojciech Heger for the Czech Republic. Then Fit Prindiš for the Czech Republic, who's made a name for himself in this event. He's the world champion in canoe slalom as well. Then for Spain, Manuel Ochoa. And Theo Devine of France. So, this is the medal-winning run. 4 boats. Wojciech Heger, Fit Prindiš, Manuel Ochoa and Theo Devine. Well, it's the blue boat that gets off first, but it is a great start for Manuel Ochoa in the red bib coming down the course. Fit Prindiš in the black helmet, in the green, no, blue bib. So let's see who comes out first. Fit Prindiš has got, oh, it's 3-way tie. Now are they going to squeeze each other out of this downstream gate? And it is Theo Devine who comes out first.
Oh, he's took that left line down the drop as well there. They're really battling out.
So no, it isn't. It's Wojciech Heger out front. Now it is Theo Devine, and then it is a battle between Manuel Ochoa in third and Prindiš in fourth at the back. So Wojciech Heger goes over the bottom drop into the last upstream first. Then it is Theo Devine. It's a battle for second place. The silver medal is going to go to France. Then it is Spain's Manuel Ochoa, but the honours go to Wojciech Heger of the Czech Republic. They take gold here in the extreme kayak, and it's Fit Prindiš who goes home empty-handed in fourth place. So what does that mean in the overall standings? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Let's just look at that replay there. Wojciech Heger is provisionally the World Cup champion of Laseo, race 5. There was very little to choose between them.
Yeah, Heger did a very good race there and managed to just squeeze that out here, hitting that gate really hard.
So Heger was actually, look, out the back going into the first upstream gate. He goes in fourth place, comes out in first place.
Yeah, it just, like, the ramp is so hard here, but it doesn't really matter if you come off first or last. It matters in those 2 upstreams.
So here we have the exit from the first upstream gate. 4 of them all battling it out, and then they spread up a bit. Heger went into the roll zone first, then it was Devine of France, then Ochoa of Spain, and Fit Prindiš was never able to get back into the race. So we're just waiting for confirmation of the official results, but I think there's no doubt about the gold medalist. The Czech Republic, it is Wojciech Heger, surely, who takes gold.
And it's great to see a C1 paddler come out in the extreme on top as well.
Yeah, that must be a first for this, and it might well inspire a few others to give it a go.
Yeah, so it's really hard with the schedule, but, you know, he's shown his skills. He could probably give it a bathtub and he'll probably be able to paddle it.
Well, looking at the replay there as well, the gap between the silver and the bronze medal on the finish line was super tight between Manuel Ochoa and, well, I'm just waiting to see what the final results are. Here's the video judges just confirming things. Just have the opportunity just to review all the gates and make sure the final result is the correct result. So it looks particularly about the photo finish on the finish, because it may well be that Manuel Ochoa stole it on the line, because I hadn't really noticed that until the replay. It was very tight.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're probably looking at.
Well, it will be all down to, that's the battle between the silver and the bronze medal position, and it could all come down as well for the overall World Cup standings. But with Vit Prindish having only got 4th place, then he doesn't manage to capitalise on maximum points. But, well, that's what we're waiting for. And what an exciting battle that was. And it was all down to that first upstream, really. 4 of them came out together, and then they had to funnel their way into the bridge section.
Yeah, it really depends on what happens in that upstream. You've got to be really strong at defending, but attacking as well. And
well, there it is. That is the result. Wojciech Heger takes the gold medal for the Czech Republic. Manuel Ochoa looks like he snatched the silver on the line. And, well, that was a sensational performance. But here is our race winner.
Congratulations, Wojta. You're the winner now in extreme. How did you feel on the water?
Thank you. It's crazy. I raced in C1, and I don't know. My final run is really good, and I'm really happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, not only does that give him the gold medal here in this final race, but it also gives him the overall title, because it was Vit Prindish who had the advantage, but he didn't capitalise on that. He was in 4th place, and those loaded points, even with double points, means that in the end, it is, look, Wojciech Heger who takes the win here. And overall, Heger leads a Czech Republic 1-2. Prindish 2nd, Theo Devine goes into 3rd place. Manuel Ochoa just into 4th place. So the double points really significant in this competition.
yeah, definitely. And we see he's only done 3 races compared to Vit doing all of them. And yeah, those double points really help you or hinder you.
Well, that concludes the action here in La Seu d'Urgell. And for the 2022 ICF Canoe Slalom season, we finished with crowning the ICF World Cup champions. And now the focus shifts towards 2023 and Olympic qualification year. So from me, Andy Maddock, and alongside me, Kimberly Woods, thanks for watching and bye for now.